Hi, we're police officers.
This is Oxford Street on a weekday afternoon. The police are arresting a beggar.
It's either that or you go in handcuffs.
And this is outside a shop on Park Lane as Westminster Council's rough sleeping team wake people up.
Listen guys, you're going to need to move all of your stuff from here, please.
They don't like it or our camera. But the authorities insist it's an issue which has to be sorted out urgently. Here, council workers clean a pavement which was used as a toilet. And all this despite a new tactic which the police and the border agency tried out in July.
If you want to think about going home today, move over to that group down there.
A rude awakening and the offer of a free flight or coach trip home. 40 people decided to take up this offer, but has the tactic worked? Before they left London, we filmed several people who took up this option to go home. The Pompey family, Florin and his mother, Daniela. The Sandus, Sonia and her mother, Viorica. And also Vasily Bostan, sleeping here on the Park Lane Central Reservation. So, will they stay at home or return? To find out, we followed them to Romania. We're on the road to a Roma community, outside a town about 100 miles from Bucharest. And we're welcomed by children from our first London family, the Pompeys. And Florin can't wait to show us the poverty he says drives him to London.
In this room, my mother and father sleep. Up to 15 of us sleep here, in just 3 rooms. We don't have water, we don't have a bathroom, we don't even have electricity. All I want is for you to help me with a place to work. Take me to England. All I have is £40 a month in benefits for my 2 children.
Most of the children here are Daniela Pompey's, and she told us there was little food in the house. They were often going hungry.
It was 10 times better being in London. I used to work odd jobs for £10 and I'd save it and send it home. We never went hungry. Have mercy, people of England, take me with my children so they can live as well in a better world.
And a few miles away, on the outskirts of the same town, we caught up with the Sandus, our second London family. And Viorica told us she'd already tried to come back to London, but was stopped and turned back at the UK border on the French side of the English Channel.
Right there, at the customs in Calais. I will try again, of course. We're dying of hunger here. Have a look inside, have a look. We don't have much. We don't have anything here.
And her daughter, Sonia Sandu, who has 6 children, told us even though her mother had been stopped on the UK border, she had to try herself to get back to London.
With all my heart, I'd like to go there in 2 weeks' time, but I don't want to be sent back home. We don't have work, we haven't got anything. They give us food over there. I'd like to be given more money for my children.
So how many Romas from this one town of Tunu Magarela may have made the trip to London? This man, Costel Stoican, thought he knew. He told us 50 people had left for London and 20 had since come back home.
But some of them have already gone back to London.
And what we also saw in this community were birth certificates showing some children had been born in London. Their parents hope this could mean a new life for them.
Das ist Pompey Vanessa, she's in London. Das ist Pompey Diana in London. And das is Vas Alexandra in London.
If we can take them there and educate them, they can become English.
In fact, a British birth certificate offers no future advantage in an application for citizenship. The births may have cost the NHS some money, but no records are kept about how many Roma babies may have been born in London. In another Roma community, hundreds of miles away, right on the edge of Europe, on the border with Moldova, we met up again with our third London family. And Vasily Bustan told us how he'd been making money out of the contents of London's dustbins.
I get 50 Romanian lei for this. That's £10 I can sell it for here.
Vasily told us all the clothes piled up in his front room had come from London, and when sold in his local market, made all the difference to his family.
It means food for the kids, clothes for school. I put 3 or 4 bags on the bus from London to Romania and pay them £50, and when the bus arrives here, they drop the bags off. I made between £600 and £800.
And that, he told us, was in just 6 weeks, which means Vasily made more money selling old clothes he found in London than this Romanian hospital doctor.
Here in Romania we're earning somewhere over £75 per week, comparative to London where you're earning somewhere over £1,500 per week.
So it's perhaps no surprise that Laszlo Vindish is now applying for a job with the NHS in the UK.
I can buy a house, and this one is the most important for me, that I can offer my daughter a better life.
It seems at the top and the very bottom of Romanian society, the reason for coming to London is the same. And when we visited his home, Vasily Bustan was adamant. His family now couldn't cope without the lifeline provided by his trips to London to find old clothes to sell. He had no choice but to come back.
I don't have anything to live with. What to give them to eat? What do you want me to do? To go and steal?
So when's he going to go back?
Next week. And if they kick me back, what do I do?
And a few weeks later, just as he told us, Vasily was back in Marble Arch. His bus fare back to London had cost him £100.
Was there any problem when he came to the border with Britain?
Initially they said we were sent back by plane and we shouldn't have come back. But then they saw that I don't have any problems with the authorities here, with the police, so they let us in.
And then it was back to business, finding the old clothes to send back home.
We go on.
If the authorities were hoping that last summer's raid on Marble Arch and Park Lane had solved this issue, they were wrong. Little, it seems, has changed.